Hello, welcome to A Spirit Animal Message. And today I am going to hold my puppy. His name is Peanut. And you hear some of his friends in my house right now. And he is 4 months old now. Yep. Okay, and for tonight's message, we're going to start off with moth. Feeling attracted to truth, inner truth, higher forms of truth. You think of a moth, when you see it in the world, it's attracted to light, right? That's like when you think of a moth, that's like the highlight of its energy. And that's one of a part of this message that I felt resonated a great deal, was this attraction to truth. White stag. You are an old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. Oops. So, white stag, strong connection to spirit right now. Something that you've been working on, perhaps meditating on a regular basis, cultivating your spiritual practice, strengthening your spiritual practice. Raven, you are the creator and a magician. Use your gifts for good. There is power in your wisdom and words. Connect with the elemental spirits and glide through the void. Claim your place as keeper of the mysteries. So, connecting to that inner shaman within you. This card represents higher consciousness. So, you're very in tune with your higher consciousness. You're working side by side because you're putting in daily work to stay connected to your higher consciousness. And then we have patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So, patience. Introspection is what I feel like what you're currently moving into. Lots of all of the work that you've put in, and it's building upon your spiritual practice. And I noticed how all of these cards are like representations of creatures that kind of have these, like, they're in between two worlds, or they can see between two worlds, or they represent something to do with being in two different worlds. Oop. So it's like you're in between realities right now. You're starting out with the Queen of Wands, creative ambition, feminine energy of intuition, heart-centered action, receptivity, creativity, showing confidence. Focus on your intuitive powers within your spiritual practice. And that's what you're doing right now. That's like where you are in this present moment. You're focusing on your intuitive powers within your spiritual practice. You're learning of how to manifest your dreams into reality. Not how to. That's what you're working on. That's what you're cultivating. That's what you and your higher self are working on this present moment. Healing any blocks to your self-esteem. This is where you're representing. So you could be a fire sign, but I feel like this is just a representation of this higher vibrational version of yourself that you're already embodying. And what does anything to do with a manifestation when anyone talks about manifestation, they talk about being of what you're desiring or what you're working on. There is this embodiment space, right? So right now you embody something that you may not completely perceive in your reality. Like, it may not be the whole and complete picture that you would want, but you are embodying this vibration. And then we have the Fool. Starting a new journey, leaving the past behind, learning to acknowledge that the lessons you encounter will lead to expanded consciousness. So, taking a lot of leaps of faith was also something that I was thinking of when I first saw it, as something that's like crossing where you are in this present moment. I'm reading notes that I wrote down. Unforeseen opportunities was something. This is energy like coming into your world, crossing you. So unforeseen opportunities. And then in the more distant past, you were possibly misjudged by others. However, this pushed you to put the work into yourself, into your energy, towards seeing the signs from the universe so you can begin releasing yourself from self-criticism and judgment. Because so often the judgment of others is some form of judgment on ourselves, because that's the energy we allow to happen, which is what you've been releasing. You accepted your spiritual gifts. That's another part of this recent past, is recently you just accepted yourself, and any judgment from the external is not swaying you, is not changing your authenticity is so grounded from all the work that you're cultivating. So the whispers and the noise of others don't penetrate your decision making, because your decision making is between you and your higher self. Oh, wait, not yet. Sorry, not that one yet. So, Magician. What you're working on, and this is like your actual destiny. This is what I was picking up to. Is that this is your destiny, working with spirit, bringing in all the elements, having everything fall into place. And your destiny is to awaken to your true self. I put it back down. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which I feel is something you're releasing. This is the release of this lack mindset. And this is how you felt in the past. You had more of a lack mindset, where now you have an abundant mindset. Because this is a representation of how you used to think, or how you used to be. And then we've got moving into the future. You're going to be picking up momentum on anything that you're working on because of that connection with spirit. Being guided. And you have more confidence because something is about to shift, I feel, for you. For whoever resonates to this, something is about to shift. And not just as your energy, because I feel like your energy is already there. And I was watching today this video my daughter was playing, and there was these horses, and they were running across this rainbow bridge. But they were running across two specific colors that stood out to me. They were running across blue and purple. Like the entire race was only on these two colors. So it made me think of the momentum within the throat chakra, within the mind, within the third eye. So gaining momentum and then getting to this other side. That was another thing. Like they got to this other side where I feel like they were gaining that gain of confidence, of winning, of feeling like you're winning in life through your voice, through your higher consciousness. I feel as a part of this message. And there was this coming into your power is this highlight of this message. Deepening your spiritual, and think of how that was just this like forceful, like sudden noise, all these things. But it was just this excitement, right? So be excited, laugh, enjoy life. Remember that good things are coming towards you. Hang in there, because possibly the patience is also this reminder of just because you don't see something, remember that this reality is more than just the base senses. Then we have the moon card. We have the moon, which I feel like something's about to be revealed, something that you don't see. Ooh. So something that you don't see about the situation or your situation is about to be revealed. It's like the universe is about to reveal something to you, is what I feel. It's like all of that work of cultivating your own reality, the universe, yourself, and the outside world are coming together, and it's like the universe is about to give you a gift, but you don't even see this coming. We have the Four of Pentacles, and this is like the environment, like your inner environment. You're cultivating this willingness to move from the past, which is leading to this automatic release of doors being able to open for you. I have teenagers in the house. I have 3 sons. Your inner emotions, you're protecting your energy, balance when making decisions. So balance when making decisions. You see this wolf, right? With this sword. You're wielding that sword of communication with clear discernment, with clear sight of others and yourself. So you're making that discerned decision moment to moment with clarity. Speaking truth with confidence. And being tapped into your intuitive energy in a very strong, powerful way. Beware to not come off too harsh in any situation, because you think about how we wield that sword. Sometimes if we wield it just even a hair, it makes it seem like it's coming off too harsh. So that's something just to maintain awareness of. And where it's leading to is the King of Pentacles. This is where what you and the universe are working on. And for me, this is foundational, because this is like a masculine energy, being in it, living the best life. But that doesn't mean a man This is like, think of the masculine energy within us, with anyone. What would make the masculine energy within us happy? Prosperity, living your best life, being able to fund any passion you have yourself through you and the universe working together, being your own business owner. This could be, it would resonate differently to anyone who resonates to this message, but this is part of what's, I feel like, part of the revealing is maybe a gift from the universe to assist you to move forward. But I don't know what that gift is. But no matter what is happening, your ultimate trajectory moving forward is this King of Pentacles, where your feminine and your masculine mind are both happy, which that means that you're working with your intuition, you're working with your inner self, you're working with your energy, and then also through that you've been able to shift yourself into an abundant life. You know, maybe right now that's not what you're seeing. Maybe right now it still looks like the same reality, but that's part of the illusion. It's not the same reality. You have shifted. So we have Tiger, passion, and adventure beckon. So that's part of this inner call, and you feel it probably already. This feeling for adventure, this feeling for cultivating the passions within you. And I think about how the tiger is so strong within its behavior. I mean, even with a tame lion, it still really holds its respect for itself. So we as humans working with this creature, we respect that authenticity within them, that they can only be tamed so much. So people are respecting you because they realize that you are going to embody yourself, and you're not going to listen to, anything that deters you from who you truly are. Orangutan, working to live joyously, not living to work. And these were all pulled. This was just the reading that I pulled together. So just think about that. It runs along this whole reading. You're moving out of this lack mindset and moving into an abundant mindset. And not just a mindset, you're embodying the vibration of abundance. Think about that. Because they say money is a vibration, right? So your energy is going to, like a magnet, attract abundant opportunities, unexpected, windfalls, unexpected energy exchanges where, you're receiving money. So you're shifting into where you're not working to bring money in. You're receiving money in this flow state. Then we have I spread joy. I spread joy. And something I wanted to mention here before I move fully onto this card is this is volcanic agate, and this is a dragon. And maybe looking into this crystal and dragon and I think of the light that the dragon embodies. I think of this crystal being this representation of metamorphosis, how it assists in transformation. So I spread joy, and I apologize for all the noise, but I could try this at any given time of the day. It doesn't matter what time. And it seems like just when it's time to do it, that's when it's time to get loud. So I do apologize for that. So I spread joy, and I'm going to read from this book because I don't want to miss any inspiration that could help you on your journey. And I feel like there's just a lot of beautiful insight here. Rest in peace is a sentimental offered at the end of life to express well wishes for a slumber undisturbed. One can't help but wonder why in waking life we aren't wishing everyone to live in peace, so as to be awakened undisturbed by notions of the end, daydreaming, fully alive in a state of joy. And that's something I'm actually going to do that, and because we do say that only when somebody is passing, we'll say rest in peace. Why don't we cultivate that as this community, whoever comes to this message, try and use that term more often so that maybe it can expand this vibration, live in peace. Continuing, so as to be awakened, undisturbed by notions of the end, daydreaming, fully alive in a state of joy. To awaken to joy and live in the language of ecstatic expression is to drink in the dance of life and hydrate the soul with happiness. From the Beat Generation theorized that language was a virus from outer space. A virus, by definition, is a small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of other organisms and grows and evolves by spreading from host to host. When information goes viral, a bit of news or a new idea spreads with mimetic movement and seems to reach critical mass faster than the speed of light. So maybe something that you're about to do is going to go viral. But I almost think about words and how some words I wish we would eliminate from the English language just because of the way that they sound and the way that they seem to vibrate. Like there's been a weirdness with me with blessed. I used to say it all the time whenever I heard somebody sneeze. I would always say God bless you. But then I started hearing something, and this is my own personal weirdness of I was hearing God bless you, and I started to say to others, God be more you, whenever I heard somebody sneeze, because it's like you say it over and over and over again, right? And I just had this mental shift in myself of, even if this isn't true, what you're hearing, maybe it's just your weirdness. I just chose to shift what I was saying to God be more you. Because what if we are saying that to other people and it's literally creating a vibration of lack into the collective consciousness? So by everybody possibly saying God be more you at every chance that they get could possibly send a greater message to the collective consciousness, or the collective unconsciousness, I should say. Laughter yoga, or Hatha yoga, posits that by practicing prolonged periods of voluntary laughter, you can receive both psychological and physiological benefits. So laughter and joy. Think about if you just started laughing, or when you're in a down space. This is something I do a lot. When everything's going not great around my life, if everything is just one crap show after another, finding things that make me laugh or make me feel more joyous despite what my environment might be sending my way. And then also meditation, which is to not attach to the reality around me, but rather attach to the reality within me. Becoming fluent in the language of spreading joy is an exercise in belief and a study in movement. Dance and movement are an effective way to find communion with the divine in an awakened dream state. and have been a tool for connecting to the altered states of consciousness for over 40,000 years. The Egyptians held ritual dances for both funerals and festivities in high esteem. For Native Americans of varying tribes, dance is not only amusement, but also for ceremonies to honor and heal, to offer prayers of gratitude for victory, and to unite the community. I also think about how our mind, how we have the left and the right side of the brain, right? And sometimes when we're trying to send the right vibrations to ourselves and calibrate to vibrations we would prefer, what I've cultivated is my meditation. Sometimes I'll do it with motion because you're walking. So you're setting a pace, you're setting this, which is like a form of calibration, right? Then you're listening to like a frequency or a meditation. And that sound, it's like when you're listening to a beat and you're walking, you will start walking to the sound, you will start walking in beat. So when you're listening to a vibration that is more positive, or a meditation that you're trying to really embody, doing it while walking, like on a treadmill, so that you can keep your steady pace and you don't have anything to kind of distract you. You can stay in your state of being. Doing that, either also just, I think of aerobics when you do like a workout with other people, kinesthetics, I can't think of the word, but that kind of movement where you're just like maybe even just jumping from side to side. So if you don't have a treadmill, listening to something and just creating some form of movement, even if it's just like raising your hands, nothing extravagant, or just like creating some form of dance while you're in flow with your vibrations or with your meditations. And it's to cultivate that calibration with the meditation, because sometimes being still, the energy when you're meditating or you're using frequency, that energy isn't still. And yes, neither are you, even if you're laying down. So your energy is just listening and actually embodying that same calibration just through being still. But a way to kind of kick it up to another notch has been, for me, walking meditation. And that, for me, has created profound changes for me, shifting my reality countless times in different ways, utilizing different frequencies, different meditations. So something that you could try. And I'll leave that here. I'm feeling like this reading is closed, and I pray this message helped. So whoever came to it, hang in there. You've already shifted. You've already gotten there. You're already there. Keep cultivating what you're doing. Keep working on yourself. Keep doing what you're doing. Consistency is such a key when it comes to working on within that inner self, right? Creating a daily habit of, not a daily habit, a daily self-respect to yourself, so that you're not attaching to any loop of being that you wouldn't want to be, right? To shift out of a reality that you don't prefer, you have to get into the operating system and meditate on a consistent basis to send the right signals to your brain to allow it a chance to bring in that reality. Because they say when you do something in your mind, it's just like doing it in reality, right? So if you're doing meditations to shift your reality, I lost my train of thought. It's the same sort of situation. I just lost it. I think I'm supposed to leave it here. So have a beautiful evening. I'm going to try and see if I can So spread joy, take the initiative, stay consistent with your meditations, and you've got this. You've already won, you've already passed, you've already gotten to the other side. You may not see it, but that's part of the illusion, right? Whatever the universe is about to reveal to you, all of what I've just said is going to make a lot of sense. Have a beautiful evening, and thank you for listening. Have a beautiful night.